yet another situation where I thought, okay, Michael's finally lost it. He wants us to do Hong Kong in Detroit.
Hong Kong in Detroit. Well, it says it itself, does it not? Hong Kong in Detroit.
You sort of go, you sort of clean your ears out and think, okay.
Creating Hong Kong in the middle of downtown Detroit, it's just pretty damn remarkable, you know?
We did build a huge amount there that you could never do in Hong Kong. Hong Kong is so dense.
You're cheating exterior photography in a U.S. city for Hong Kong. So the look of those sets is vital to that illusion.
We're in the middle of downtown Detroit. This is an empty lot. And we have a big area we can build our buildings that we're gonna destroy. And this is great. I mean, there's not much around here. You can close up the streets. And we sort of have our piece. That's the part that's gonna break off. We're gonna build scaffolding behind it because we wanna hide that building because it would give Detroit away. So it's gonna be like this bamboo scaffolding covering the whole building. We're not copying the street in Hong Kong. We're just trying to put buildings together that make sense while they're shooting them and then make sense when they mix it with real footage from Hong Kong.
And part of filming in an environment like this is we have different entities, including the Detroit People Mover. We just wrapped that. If you look at it, it's in Chinese. It runs about every 2 to 5 minutes, and they're willing to work with us while we're filming here. So they're actually going to be a big part of our set.
We built a lot of things that could be knocked down because, you know, you got 50-foot dinosaurs going through Hong Kong. They're gonna knock a lot of stuff down. It's not a city built for dinosaurs.
For us in the construction end, it's very important to have that coordinated effort between the art department and us in construction because we have a tendency to like to build things straight and true. And in this particular instance, this thing's been aged. The buildings have to look like they're deteriorating. So it's a matter of how much age, how deteriorated the buildings need to look. And in this case, what we did is we did a series of 1x3 plan-ons, and then we put lath over it. So it gave that broken away look. And this here, of course, is not real rebar because it could be a safety issue.
We had 4 or 5 weeks working with construction, putting bullet hits in the walls.
They would build a partial set, and then we would go in and put what we call the cavity or the mortar. And then we would put our explosive charge in that cavity.
We have to run wires down each one of these holes, number, label them. Then we'll go back and put our squibs in, some debris.
And then they would plaster over that. When it's detonated, it gives you that illusion that we've made this big hole, but the hole is already there.
So we're gonna walk over to the noodle shop right now. These were very difficult to make, and Kevin Kropp, one of our set dressers, one of our buyers, figured out how to do this.
Exhibit A, first trial at making noodles, shredding paper towel through a shredder. It seemed to work from a distance, but then we'd have to paint them and weigh them down because they would blow too readily. So step B was to come up with something that had more weight and that the color was right. These are 48-foot long runs of rubber bands used to power model airplanes. The idea was based on images, references that Jeffrey found of noodles hanging from the rafters, essentially, of these noodle shops in China. And then the other part of the equation was a noodle making machine. So it was just a matter of gathering found parts. These are old conveyor belts. These are valve covers from a car engine, used as chain guards, a couple of pistons, and voila, we have a noodle shop.
So our first day in Detroit. Michael said, okay, so here's your path.
Don't crowd my Steadicam when the explosion goes, which means stay this side of the Steadicam.
You're gonna go round here, take a left there, go forward a little bit more.
We're gonna see the 2 explosions through that circle. We're gonna go to them.
We were like, okay.
The circle's here. You're gonna find your place towards your dad. You're gonna go to the other side.
And then you go round there and follow that post round.
Jack, you cut in this way. Mark, come wide. Come in here. You're gonna go to this mark right here.
I'm gonna shout missile. When I shout missile, you duck.
Boom! That thing goes. You guys then cut in this way.
So we were like, okay, yeah, that's fine, okay. Because one thing I love about Michael Bay is that he really gets into the trench with his troops.
Ready in 3, 2, 1, action! All right, come on, we gotta wait to get behind Hound, all right?
Once we started shooting outside in the Hong Kong set in Detroit, I'd never experienced anything like that because there were explosions going off, the likes of which I'd never seen before.
Come on! Come on! Get in! Tess! Tessa, let's go! And hold! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tessa, go! Run! Run!
We're way busy. Every shot, we're setting off 10 or 12 pounds of black powder. We had bombs everywhere there.
Action! Come on, we gotta move now!
It was really exhilarating.
Come on!
Mark has done these movies, nothing to this scale.
Come on, go! Hustle! Get ready and tilt down and fire the thing. Go, whip! Fire! Fire!
I mean, I have crew members that have never seen any stuff like this. We'll pick up new guys all the time, and it's just like, you guys are nuts. And these are special effects guys.
He's done around. He's done around this way. He's done around. That was awesome. That was awesome. I have no idea.
Oh my God. Oh, that was brilliant.
I feel hot, a little fire, a little fire.
The amount of damage we had to do, it required building a set.
5 seconds of that, okay? Bamboo comes down. Then he gets frustrated. He's got to walk. It's going to take another 3 seconds. He's got to bang the things down. Couple strands on your head. Give me a couple, cut little small strands. Good. So each take you put a couple on, all right?
Yep, copy that.
Get up! I'm going up! I'm going up! Go!
Easy.
That was good. That was a pretty good shot, huh? How many more car flippers do you have, Schwab?
There's 3 wild ones and 2 cars were up there with the car flippers coming this way.
With special effects, pointing out where all the events are.
When these guys start moving, that bomb goes off, sending all these people.
And, you know, finding out how far this event may go, adding a safety factor in. We'd say, okay, we're safe to put extras from this point forward.
You're gonna come right here, you're gonna run right at the start, okay?
We have to have stunt people from this point back.
The Jeep comes right across there, so that's gonna be stunts. Come on, guys, quickly. There we go, everybody. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1, action! Excellent. Okay, good. Good. All right.
We just dropped this train car, rigged it on 2 cranes. And the reason for the 2 cranes is because we have to drop the load, and normally a crane does not like to release the load because the boom can go back and flex. So we split the load between the 2 cranes, and then we were able to drop it with an explosive charge. The last shot we did in Detroit, we dropped that pagoda.
It was built by us, so it was concreted in and bolted in place like standard construction.
And then just before you roll camera, you take all the bolts off, all the nuts off the bolt. And it's really just standing there waiting for you to pull it over.
Just as it was tipping over, coming straight at camera. huge fireball came out the roof. That was a fun one.
That was a beautiful week. Hard as hell.
Real good week, actually. I think this might be a record in our weekly adventures with the Mr. Bay. We tipped the scale this week.
I loved being in the city of Detroit. I love the people in Detroit. You know, they're very proud, hardworking people.
Michigan workers!
You know, it's a shame the economy and the state that it's in now, but it'll rebound. And, you know, I was really glad and proud that Michael would take the movie there and put a real boost into the economy, even if it's just for a short time. I loved it there.
Early on, when we were developing the story, we knew we needed a big battle at the end of the picture. And we knew for the story, we wanted it to involve somewhere very, very modern, a city that was very, very vertical. From the beginning, one of the places we were talking about was Hong Kong.
We always look to bring an audience somewhere they've never been before, they've only heard about. And there's something completely unique about Hong Kong.
It's really exciting. This is my first time being here.
So this is our first day of production in Hong Kong.
Day one of shooting here in Hong Kong. We're building up a 3D camera so we can go hike it up 4 flights of stairs into this apartment compound.
We'll be going to the rooftop, which is the big exciting sequence where Savoy is chasing after Cade.
Well, at times he has to do this whole chase and run across these buildings that are, you know, it's 180 feet up in the air. It's like 18 stories.
At one point, Martin can grab you just a little bit. You can just kind of get off him, okay?
You've got this chase that's going from balcony to balcony, so it has that fear of heights that some people, I have certainly.
I'm scared of heights. I overcame my fear of heights on this one. I was forced, so there are a lot of firsts for me.
How was it? It was good.
We're by far the biggest action movie that had ever been there. But you can see that that's a culture that's gained a lot of... Just another day in Michael Bay world.
I would say there's no city in the world like Hong Kong.
I'm liking it. It's a crazy city.
We got a lot out of it. Michael was able to turn the camera 360 and get a great shot no matter what angle you shot. And Michael was running around shooting as much as he could every day.
We got Chong with us, and he's our driver, and he helps out. He's a great hand. He knows where everything is in the whole city, whatever parts or tools that we need to get. This guy knows where to get them. We couldn't have done it without him.
He's a pyrotechnician right here. We do everything he says, yeah.
A lot of the crew did not speak English, so you have a whole crew of interpreters. I mean, every department has interpreters.
Then that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. Okay, 6 that. Yeah.
Well, just find the hole. One guy goes this way, the next guy goes that way.
It's exciting, you know, it's like being in New York, you know, you can't really close down streets and lock off things, you know, so people are kind of moving around everywhere, but it's really exciting.
That's what they call doing it Hong Kong style, where we throw a bunch of production assistants across one road, hold traffic. Nobody's getting run over. I can't. As soon as I get a red light down here, as soon as I get a red light, we go. And then we go on the red lights at the other, so you just got to time out the lights. In this case, we had 37 seconds. Block the road, ready, and action! And people went crazy. It was awesome.
So the American crew are so used to lock down the whole street, which it's an impossible thing to do in Hong Kong because of a limited space. And this is such a crowd city, you know, so there's no such thing as locking down. So we have to deal with the crowd.
As a place to shoot, it's kind of crazy because we have so many people around all the time. We've got all these hordes of paparazzi and people with their phones out just taking pictures all the time, so that's nuts.
There are tons and tons of fans here.
Nice to meet you as well. Thank you. How are you?
And, you know, we're going to go shoot in Beijing, and I'm actually very excited about that.
A lot of what the movie is about the collision of the very, very old and the very, very new. China with its rich history and its explosion into modernity just seemed to exemplify that idea in one place in the world.
Transformers has always been important in China. It was one of the few Western properties that was released there in the 90s, so we thought it was only fitting that we spend more time there and include China as part of the storyline.
Welcome to China.
Book Albatron in containment. Tell your text, do not activate it.
As part of that script, if you will, you have to inject, you know, appropriate cast. So we have Bing Bing in the cast.
It was really an honor to have her in the film and to have her be part of our franchise now.
Cool. You have to go this way. Like this. Where is Jess?
Transformers has solid fans in China and very deep. And the fans follow Transformers not 1 year, 2 years, it's like one generation.
He's going to see the spaceship before it starts. He's going to see that.
We had some cameos. Han Gang is a very popular singer in the Asian community and starting to kind of break out and become very well known around the world.
是我从小就开始看变形金刚的一些动画片啊，从那个时候变形金刚的印象就非常的深。所以我也是在那个时候开始变成一个变形金刚迷，到现在也是，在家里也有很多一些变形金刚的一些周边啊、杯子啊，还有等等等等，还有玩具。我觉得这是我还比较喜欢。
Faster, speed. That's good with head. You're good. Ready to go.
Zhu Shiming is a Chinese boxer, very famous.
当然，小时候都是看动画片，现在能够参与在真正的电影中，也是给自己的人生经历里面，然后有多了一份体验，非常的好。
We are approximately 3 hours outside of Chongqing in the middle of what is the Sichuan area of China. We're in a place called the County of Wulong, and we are in a park that is called Three Natural Bridges, which is one of numerous beautiful natural parks in this area. This is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and we're about 5,000 feet up above sea level, and as you can see behind me, it's about 700 feet from where we're standing to the bottom of the canyon where we did our filming.
How's the climb?
It's awesome.
I think this location is really unique here because of how difficult it is to get in and out of it. Just getting people up and down into the canyon. There's no road there. There's an elevator, but it only goes halfway. Most of the crew walks down 1,263 steps to get into the canyon.
Every day, everybody walks in and out.
I might have a heart attack. Hang on 1 second.
That leaves us with the challenge of getting all of our equipment in as well.
We're going up to the top there. We're going to take this IMAX camera. Up we have 2 positions. There's 2 dolly tracks.
We have found the solution of bringing in a 300-ton crane to lower all of our equipment in. There's been one movie that shot in the canyon before, but they did it all with manual labor, and they didn't have any of the gear that we brought in, so we're the first ones to do it like this.
Action!
The atmosphere is unbelievable. I mean, look at that. Look at that fog. It's incredible. You know, it's given such an ambiance to the whole scene. And we're making do with the weather. We're going to turn it into an asset. It's going to make a very moody kind of feeling to it. Michael's having some fun with it.
I like the fog today. It's very painterly.
The sequence that we're shooting here is obviously a very heroic turning point in the movie where Optimus gets help from the Dinobots. So he persuades them to join him in the fight against the Decepticons.
Up. It's sloppy. 4 seconds of transformation. Yes. And then I'll say, and then he starts running. Okay? 3, 2, 1, boom!
Even though Michael drives me crazy sometimes, he is also incredibly respectful of things like World Heritage Sites, the wonders of the world was shot at, military personnel and so on and so forth. He's really good about that. And Wulong is very sensitive ecologically. So again, Michael wanted to shoot there and push the envelope, but he was very respectful of the constraints put upon us by the local authorities.
It's a big deal here. They've gone out of the way to let us do this.
Yeah.
Really big deal.
This is the Great Wall.
I think Michael wanted to show that we were in China, so how could you not go to China and not shoot the Great Wall? The drop ship that is coming to China is passing over the Great Wall, and so that's our scene.
All right, here we go. Hey, Jacques. Yes, sir. I'll hand this to you, okay?
Understood.
Well, certainly as China's become such an important part of the movie business and as we start to develop relationships, today is certainly a part of that in terms of their cooperation and assistance with us, and being able to shoot here at the Great Wall has certainly been part of that. I never thought I'd be standing on the Great Wall of China, certainly not shooting Transformers here. It's quite a statement in terms of where Transformers has gone and also in how big the Chinese market has become for movies in general and Transformers in particular.
Part of my job is to write a call sheet memo to remind the crew of the do's and don'ts. And one of the things I put on the do's for the Great Wall of China is take a moment to remember where you are, that you're on the Great Wall of China, a wonder of the world, and you're working there and you're getting paid for it.
Yeah, this means so much. I work here for the film and I've been here.
This is magic. I mean, it's really someplace that you can't imagine that you're here shooting a major film, and it's terrific to be with all these people I've been with over 100 days. It culminates here.
That's a moment. That's one of the things we've all reflected on. I mean, we've been with a movie camera at Petra. We've been with a movie camera at the Pyramids and the Valley of the Kings. Now at the Great Wall. It's amazing what the franchise has allowed us to do.
I still remember the first poll that came out after the first Transformers movie. And it was in USA Today, and they polled the audience and said, after Transformers 1, what would you like to see next? And that was back in 2008. And at that time, people all said the thing we would like to see the most would be the Dinobots. And so, 3 movies later, we get to show the Dinobots.
The story's about origins and creation. So immediately we wanted to go very primeval and deal with the origins of Earth and the origins of the Transformers, and that involves dinosaurs for us, and so we wanted to make the backstory such that it involved Dinobots for them.
What we started then working with is what would these dinosaurs look like? So we had 5 of the illustrators working on dinosaurs, trying to create the different looks. What would make them look more dangerous? What would make them look more fantastic?
The Dinobots have a long history in the Transformers lore. Once our artists here at ILM began to hear that the Dinobots would be in the movie, there was really a palpable excitement about it. They were really thrilled to start building them.
When we started in on the Dinobots, obviously we're starting with a lot of concept designs, pieces of artwork that we're trying to recreate inside the computer. As we were working on them, a lot of challenges came in. Chief among them was just the scale of them.
And they're huge, they're massive. We've actually made them bigger than what they were in the concept art, because when we first put Optimus Prime riding Grimlock, it was kind of silly looking, so we made the dinosaurs bigger. And in turn, since we made the dinosaurs bigger, we had to make their robot forms bigger when they were barbarian.
This is Wulong in China, mainland China. So one great thing about this is it's a huge environment, so a large animated character can fit quite well. A disadvantage is, what are your scale indicators? If you have a person in the shot, and we have none, that'll tell you how big one of these guys is. Human scale versus the size of the Dinobot. But trees and plants and things like that, we're going to utilize that as much as possible so that the audience knows how big these things are. I think we've established in previous films how big Optimus is. So we generally know he's 20-something feet. But as you can see, you look at a great big stone wall in the background, and you have something large in front. You don't really know how big that is. So that's a challenge.
Another one of the responsibilities we had was to convey a sense of weight and massive presence of these Dinobots, especially when Optimus Prime slugged Grimlock. He went flying through the air and sent up a wall of dirt. And it was that CG dirt that made Grimlock feel really heavy.
With a Transformers movie, from the very beginning, we're looking for real visual moments that are going to feel new and fresh with these unbelievable characters that are in this unbelievable world. Early on, we talked about kind of a Western motif and the idea of a cavalry charge for the end of the movie. But a cavalry charge that you'd never seen before in any movie ever.
It's just like you'd see something that was shot in Monument Valley, where John Wayne would be on the horse galloping along, and you've got the camera following him and the horse head. Well, now we've got Grimlock, the dinosaur head, with Optimus Prime riding along, and it's like classic Western shots, only it's a robot on a dinosaur.
And when you do put them in an environment like a city, how they interact with that environment is a lot different than just the normal Transformers, just by their sheer size. So all of a sudden now you have tails going through sides of buildings. They're running down the street, and with their claws, we're being asked to kind of crack up the concrete and help meld them into that environment a little bit more versus, you know, a typical Autobot running down the street might not destroy or crack up or pulverize the environment that they're in.
You know, one challenge is also to, in the heat of a heavy action sequence, is in a quick shot to read the story and be able to tell who is who, basically. For that reason, each of the Dinobots has a little bit of a different tint or hue in their base metals that make it easy to really read in just a quick cut.
You go into these films hoping you can do something that people have never done before, and Dinobots are something that people have never seen before.
I think Transformers fans love the Dinobots because they're just such a bizarre idea. You already have superior aliens from another planet who choose to hide as vehicles. Then on top of that, you're adding extinct dinosaurs to the mix. It's just crazy. It's crazy, and it's so amazingly visual that once you tell someone the idea of a dinosaur that changes into a robot and vice versa, they just want to see it. So I think that explains why fans have been waiting. Is it this movie? Is it this movie? Is it this movie? Well, it's this movie.
Good morning, Harriet. Hi. All right, everybody, let's say good morning to Harriet.
Good morning. I'm leaving today, so you'll be rid of me.
Oh, but But you know, she baked cookies for all of you.
So, Harriet, are you a big fan of Michael's Transformers films?
I've never seen those pictures.
Yes. Hello, welcome to Transformers Quattro.
Here we go. Not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet. All right, let's go.
Buses flying, trains flying, a little metallic stuff blowing up.
That was awesome, Sean.
We should have. We tipped the scales this week. Will it be rolling? It's still rolling!
Our visual effects supervisor just got here to set. Scott, how are you?
Okay.
Really?
Are you ready yet, Michael?
Yes, we are,
Okay,
sir.
let's
we
shoot.
Are.
Don't film me.
That's perfect. How do you think?
There's Michael. He just got here.
What the? Watch this slap shot. Oh, yeah. Bam, 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 bam.
I was looking for birches and larches.
Why?
And found finches and budgies. We're shooting with reds on this show.
You just give me like a pop, 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 pop.
Bing, 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 bing.
And then we're gonna go boom.
Boom, 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 boom.
Boom, boom. Jack, don't get this out of here.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna get a picture.
Nick's doing great, especially when Bay often refers to her as the girl. It's so hard to remember Nick. You know, it's 3 letters, it ends with a C. Where does the N come in?
One more if you got it quick.
Okay.
I definitely bring a sort of a levity to the set that
He does.
no one, especially Mark Wahlberg, can really bring.
Hey, we got Stanley Tucci here. Wants to say
Stanley, say congratulations. Yes, congratulations. Wonderful.
Oh. Stanley Tucci. It's this close to winning.
Hey, Stanley, can I ask you a little favor?
Gabby, I really don't want to do any press right now.
That's what I'm upset about.
Who? You have to go this week.
I don't want to do an EPK. I don't want to talk to anyone.
When the house blows, take cover. Dive to the deck. Don't do that. Don't dive to the deck. Dive to the deck when the house blows. Don't dive to the deck.
Whatever.
It's not an EPK. It's actually something for a little happy birthday
For who?
wish.
For birthday.
He's good. He's doing good.
Birthday.
Yeah.
Michael.
Perfect. Yes.
Michael.
Yes. Well done.
Anyway, like I was saying, you piss takers.
We heard you do all your own stunts. Is that true?
Okay, so now I'm gonna do something. It's a crouching run. It's a signature acting move of mine. I call it a crun.
Yes, it is true. I do all my own stuff.
My country, we say we're gonna fly today.
I look as geeky as I ever looked. It's called safety first. Are you guys belted in? No, we're not belted in.
I'll be dead in a minute.
It's a Transformers movie. Why would we be belted in?
He was really a very good kid, basically. The worst thing he did, I came home and found out that he knocked out all the windows in the front of my house because he wanted it to look real. I said, well, can't you use that sugar glass? No, he says, it just wouldn't look real. But don't worry, I called the glass company. They're coming and they're going to replace it all tomorrow. Yeah, I paid for it. I mean, you know, it's like, okay.
The house isn't in jeopardy, is
The
it?
house is not. I'm told the guys to go out to the field first, then get the house. The house
Okay.
will be just smoldering inside our
All right.
drywall
Okay.
containment area.
The house is not in jeopardy?
The house is not in jeopardy.
广汽很骄傲，很自豪参与这部电影。So I'm here in China.
It's an awesome place.
How many steps?
I don't know, 3,000. I might have a heart attack. Hang on one second.
Explain to him that what we're seeing a robot up there. Explain to him. Yeah.
就是说，咱们这个是这样啊，一个这个变形金刚就是一大怪物，然后那个从这个空间的地方那边歘就飞下来了，然后歘就。
I said about 2 seconds. I said 4 words to describe
咱
it.
们就感觉就是特别恐惧。
I'm not exactly sure what he just said. This is the swimming cube made for the Olympics.
Can you change it to pink? What?
Pink.
Okay.
We closed the wall. All right. They're trying to figure out the color pink. Oh, I actually told him to change the entire cube to bumblebee color. He keeps saying Optimus Prime. I'm saying no, it's bumblebee. Bumblebee. Bumblebee color. No, that's bad.
I keep thinking, what did I do wrong?
Go on green, blue. Ah, there we go.
I honestly, I don't know.
You seen Transformers?
Yeah.
Good. Another ticket sold.
Today's a very calm day.
Very calm day. No screaming or yelling. Awesome. I'm loving it.
Guys, I don't need all you in the street. What do I need all you in the street for?
Well, once when he was screaming practically at Sean Connery.
Get in there! Shut up, everyone.
Sean Connery's like 70-some years old.
I try to keep it easy on you guys, because comprehension is at a low, all-time low.
Be nice.
Says, Mom, he's used to it. Don't worry about it. I said, well, Michael, you need to like, respect his age. He just, that's how they talk. I said, okay. He's basically a very soft-hearted, kind person. As a child, I mean, he just was never bored, ever. He built his own go-kart.
I could see you in one of these.
And then he had model trains, and he didn't care so much about the trains. He cared about the set. And he made mountains of plaster Paris, did a little explosion on them. He did a little explosion on the train set. He's doing what he loved as a child. It's not very different.
I'm gonna have police cars there.
It's the same stuff, only on a grander scale.
Roll the IMAX. Clear. We rolling? You got speed? 3, 2, 1.
That was fun.
Michigan workers.
Jack, cut. You guys did great this week. Thank you so much, and we'll see a bunch of you next week. All right, guys? Thank you so much. Thank you! Thank you! That was a beautiful week. Hard as hell. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you. We're out of here.
Hasbro is based in Pawtucket, Rhode Island, and what makes it special for me is that it runs the Transformers brand. Certainly, we have a lot of partners, but for Hasbro, the crown jewel is Transformers.
What we wanted to do was create a campus, an environment,
that led to creativity. You can actually dream up almost anything within the company's walls, model that product, photograph that product, package that product, and never leave your desk.
Hasbro's an awesome place to work, obviously, because you're gonna make toys, and that's fun. You know, growing up as a kid, you know, I grew up on Transformers. It was a great brand to play with, and I never made the connection that you could actually go and make Transformers. And as I got older and I realized that through design that was actually, you know, a job that you could do that, I pursued that.
My name's John. I work as a design manager at Hasbro, and my job is to make cool robots that transform into stuff. I think what's unique about Transformers: Age of Extinction is the production staff did such an incredible job of really making those characters unique and special from each other. And to me, I think that's gonna be something that not only resonates with me as an artist and a fan of Transformers, but also I think it's gonna really connect with kids. You have a guy that has a big trench coat, for example. That's a cool added feature on a toy, or something cool to draw.
Just look at drifting crosshairs. You just look at the characters. I mean, look at the cars and what they become and how realistic they are as characters.
Transformers 4, there was an opportunity to introduce new characters that people were looking forward to and many people wanted to see on the screen. Being able to bring that to the audience was a big deal for us.
Obviously, that fans love Dinobots. It's been a big part of our lore for a long time, and Grimlock is the leader of the Dinobots.
Grimlock was a character that was created in 1985, and at the time, in the story, he was an Autobot, but he was kind of like a masterless warrior, and he had his crazy band of Dinobots that went along with him, and he wasn't the brightest guy. He kind of talked like a caveman, like, hey, Grimlock, smash. And we knew that this character meant a lot to a full generation of people.
And we discussed, how could we take Grimlock, you know, from back then and reinvent him for the future? Because Grimlock back in 1985, 86, it's kind of this big lumbering, you know, dinosaur, his tail's dragging on the ground, and he's kind of old school. And we wanted to reimagine him to be kind of new school, to be something fun and contemporary. If you watch the film franchise, Michael Bay puts in a lot of action where the character's running into the screen and transforms, but it's all in one take.
Something we wanted to bring to the table was this idea of really fast-moving dinosaurs. They're tearing through things, this giant destructive force, and what we're doing now with Transformers 4 toys is we're really trying to bring the magic into the toy so that fluidity of transformation happens, and it was a difficult process to get there.
The product designers had an idea for creating this giant dinosaur.
So when we saw Optimus Prime riding Grimlock coming in to save the day, we said we need to bring that to life in toy. That's our hero product. And our design team did an amazing job to create a massive stomp and chomp Grimlock that literally has all these different functions.
So what areas are coming out of?
Well, we were talking about having this part of his neck open.
Oh, that's cool.
And then the weapons would deploy about that spot right there.
And I think that if the handle is positioned right, we could make sure that it clears the top and fits on the shelf.
With the creation of the Stomp and Chomp Grimlock, we wanted to really convey that awesome, awe-inspired presence of Grimlock. This guy is big, so we had to make the toy big. And we kept looking at it, we're like, yeah, it's not big enough, it's gotta be bigger, it's gotta be bigger.
We're all working together from the very beginning, literally in a room, trying to kind of sketch things out. All kind of gels together, you know, piece by piece until we end up with something we go, hey, this is pretty cool. We like what we got here. We feel comfortable. And then we take it from there on to model building and then into manufacturing and so on.
So my name is Patrick Marr. I'm the senior manager of Hasbro's model shop, and we're responsible for developing all the prototypes for Hasbro's products. So I'm going to give you a quick tour, show you around, and show you how we do some of the things that we make. Before we make any physical models, we work it out in our CAD/CAM packages to make sure all the parts fit together, they function properly, and that we are able to manipulate them properly before we waste time growing them. Stephen Gray is working on a CAM package right now, and he's going to demonstrate some things for you.
Sounds good. So right now I'm working on some surfacing issues with this model. What we want to do is we want to make sure when we go to send stuff over to the RP lab that it's a good file to work with. So right now what I'm working on is the melt that goes right in front of the dyno right here. I'm just gonna quickly inspect the part to make sure it looks pretty good. And now we're gonna drag and drop it into our assembly. In this package, we can also move things and see how they interact with each other. We can automatically see interferences, adjust for them, and save time on the end so we don't have to regrow parts.
In that stage, we also start to refine the aesthetics. We get the nuances from the movie, we put them onto the toy. And this is sometimes the hardest part, because what you end up doing is you have to sacrifice sometimes some of that detail for the function of the toy, depending on, especially with Transformers, where it's going to transform. Are there parts that are going to interfere with each other? How do the pieces have to move for a fluid transformation? And this is one of the greatest challenges of the process, is really trying to stay true to those awesome details, but also trying to communicate something that is actually going to be translated as a toy. So it's got to become plastic at some point.
We're one of the few places on the East Coast that have 5 different technologies in-house of rapid prototyping. 2 of the machines are inside this window, and we're growing some of the parts for our Transformers team right now.
So this is our Connex printer. It's a polyjet technology. It basically utilizes the same technology as your inkjet printer that you use at home. It's got 8 print heads in there. 4 of them are for support, which actually cradles the part and enables us to build it. And then 4 of the print heads are actually used for the resin that the machine is jetting out right now. Very small, thin layers, about 40 microns, I think, is where it's at right now. Blood cell, I think, is 25 microns. It's pretty thin layers of material, so it's pretty cool stuff.
In the past, they would all be hand-built models. Now we're growing them. We're growing them every night. So we can come in literally the next day, see all of our changes in plastic in our hands. And so the speed is just really fast in the development process, which is great for us.
Our casting department is where we make all our duplicate parts. So with 1,700 items in the line, we make 5 models of each item. We have to use these RTV molds to make all our duplication.
My name is Mike Cody. I'm a senior caster at Hasbro. Okay, casting is a reproduction of all the parts for tooling that we do throughout the company. So we're gonna spray the mold with release. Then we're gonna put the 2 halves together. Then what we do is we tape the mold, just so no urethane comes out of the mold. And then we go to pour our urethane. Then we mix. We pour the urethane. And then what we have to do is we have to put it in a chamber. We'll go into the chamber for an hour. And then it'll come out and we'll demold it. And these will be the parts that will come out of the mold. This is the front half of the face and the back half of the face. And what we do is once they're dry, we'll put them together. And the casting is Optimus Prime.
So now we're on our final stop on the tour, and that's where we're going to put the deco on top of our Grimlock. So Mark's going to show you how we apply our deco, or paint in this case, match that deco sheet, and get that product looking as good as we can.
My name is Mark Maha. I'm the Transformers model artist. I'm in charge of the prototyping process for Transformers. I get the prototype, break it down into pieces, as you can see here. There are 19 molds for this Stomp and Chop Grimlock. And then once I get the deco sheet from the designer, I actually take it to the spray room, base out all these pieces in the color. I think I'll spray this piece, and maybe I'll spray a leg, top of the leg. We'll do the whole leg, and we'll do a top of the leg, we'll do this piece. We'll do a couple pieces, you know? All right, let's do it.
After you take apart the pieces, the hand oils that you leave on top of the gray model will actually separate the paint when the paint hits it. So you clean it with a little Bastine first. It dissolves all the natural oils from your hand, and then you can get a nice, clean, painted surface. So one of the things is there are many colors. We actually hand mix each color with lacquer paint to hit the color spot on. So it's the exact color that the designer wants for the item. So you can imagine how difficult it is to match all these colors by hand. There's no certain formula. It's all by eye. Some metallics, in order to get a really nice sparkly finish, you do a two-step process. So I actually mix two colors. So the first color would be this for the base coat. And then I actually mix this before. It's an overspray. It's just a tint with powder in it. So it just gives like a nice metallic sheen to it, almost like a gloss finish as well. So as you can see the difference, now it has a nice shiny metallic finish, whereas this has more of like a dull coat on it, really.
I love Transformers, always have since the early G1 days. Being part of the brand is like a dream come true. After I paint the item, put it back together, it gets put onto the table for sign-off. The whole team comes down, checks it out, marketing, design, just to make sure it looks the way they want it to look.
The Grimlock toy plays just like Grimlock does in the movie. You know, it transforms very easily. Optimus Prime rides on the back. When Optimus gets on his back, it activates unique responses, lights and sounds. And then if you were to put a different character on the back of Grimlock, you get different lights and sounds and different response from Grimlock. And so you actually play out the Autobot and Decepticon fantasy within the toy line as we do in the movies.
Came out really good, guys. This is awesome. Nice work. Man, let's ship it.
The biggest thing about Stomp and Chomp Grimlock to me is that it looks really cool. We didn't take away from the design of it. It is a cool looking Dinobot, so he's not simple. He's still very detailed and very engaging, which illustrates how much of a great product it is because they respect, you know, the look and feel of what it does, even though it is a very simple transformation.
It's magic.
Grimlock is fantastic because you just grab that handle and go. You know, it's a dinosaur 1 second and it's a giant robot the next second.
Grimlock started in 2011 and now it's 2014. So it's about anywhere from a 2 to 3 year process to go from concept to something on retail shelf. When you're at retail and you see a kid come up and start playing with it, you're just like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. You know, I worked 3 years on that and this kid is doing and playing with something just the way I would have played with it back when I was a kid. That never gets old.
It's just some of the most rewarding moments of our jobs is to be able to see the magic in a kid's eyes and to think, wow, this thing is real. It's something that started out 3 years ago, and here it is.
I think the best thing that gets me out of bed and gets me here and makes me excited about my job is the idea that we're molding entertainment. We're molding experiences for the next generation, for kids to remember, and to be able to come into work and think about that and think about how we're molding the next set of minds is really a powerful thing.
There we have it. Transformers.
Thanks for the opportunity to show you around the model shop. We're very proud of the work that we do here at Hasbro. We have a lot of talented people, and we love bringing Hasbro's products to life. Now it's time to get back to work.
So, okay, we're on our way. We're going around to different people involved with Transformers. And this is such an exciting thing for me to be in a big budget blockbuster, you know, with big budget stars and blockbuster directors and robots and aliens and gunfire, you know, so much gunfire. And I've never been in a film with that much gunfire. So we're going actually to Mark Wahlberg's house, and I'm just gonna thank him, because he sort of took me under his wing, you know? And he's very strong, so when he did that, it actually almost crushed and fractured my skull. All right, we're gonna go see a little Mark Wahlberg. Sorry, new van. Ah. All right. So we're gonna you've got the address and everything? This is my assistant, Kathleen. I thought she was an intern for about, I'd say, a year and a half, and then she explained that I hadn't paid her, and so I had to, so that was a financial kind of burden. So I've got my Transformers shirt, and Kathleen said maybe I could give it to Mark Wahlberg, and I said, absolutely not! Well, we're gonna try and get in there right now and talk to Mark and just tell him thank you, and see a little bit more about what it's like to be the star of Transformers 4. Well, co-star. You know, I think we can just get over the fence. You know, we should try the buzzer. We'll try the buzzer. We also brought him some lobster candy, so if you can get a shot of that. This is foreign.
Hello.
Hi, Mark. It's TJ Miller from Transformers 4.
Okay.
All right. Done easy. Boy, he sounds very feminine on the phone. Mark, how are you?
Oh,
how you doing?
Nice touch.
Good to see you.
How are you?
TJ Miller from the film.
Yeah.
I played Lucas.
I remember.
Lucas the Doofus, you nicknamed me.
Hey, Rob, tell the contractor I'm gonna kill him. I was supposed to move a week ago.
Oh, really?
I wouldn't have been here.
You're moving out of this place?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little cagey. So do you mind if we ask you a couple questions, hang out?
You can hang out for a little while.
First of all, I want to say thank you for having me in Transformers 4. And
I didn't have anything to do with that Michael cast you.
Well, but you allowed me to be
chimed in, and I was...
Well, even just for chiming in, I brought you a lobster candy, and this is
nice.
This is from another country.
Is it a lobster flavor? This looks like a lobster turd.
I think I'll join you.
Nah.
This one, you're not gonna do it? Neither am I. Yeah, it was a mistake to bring it. So now we're at Bay Films, which is the epicenter of all of Michael Bay's major motion pictures. And I just am coming by to see Michael Bay and thank him for having me in his movie Transformers 4: The Age of Extinction, T4AOE. They weren't really expecting me, so.
Bay Film?
Hi, it's TJ Miller here to see Michael Bay.
I'm sorry. What was the name again? I don't...
It's TJ Miller. I was in Transformers 4: Age of Extinction.
I'm sorry. If you're going to schedule a meeting, I have to go through Michael.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's just, I was just going to drop off a fruit arrangement for him.
Sorry. I don't... On the list. I can't let you in unless it's approved.
I got an idea.
Bay Film?
Hi, it's Michael Bay here to see Michael.
Excuse me?
We're gonna take very little of your time, maybe 15 minutes. Because to me, 15 minutes of your time is like 2 weeks of Matt Damon's time.
Yes.
And 10 weeks of Johnny Depp's. Those guys.
Done.
I don't know what is going on with them. How do you feel like, as an action star, you stack up against Shia LaBeouf? Is it? I think it's Shia.
Shia LaBeouf.
I'm almost positive it's Shia.
It's Shia LaBeouf.
And it's LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf.
I'm gonna disagree with you respectfully there.
That's your prerogative.
Okay. Well, let's not sort of haggle over this. Do you remember when we were on set and you were standing next to me and you said, "Oh, your hair smells great."
Yes.
What do you use? You know, and then I told you, and you said you've been using that, right?
No, I haven't been using it.
Oh.
No, you smell like a chick that I knew.
Hi. I'm at Kelsey Grammer's agent's office, and I've been living under this desk for about 2.5 days, waiting. Kelsey's supposed to come in any day now. It's so much easier when no one's in the office. Anyway, I've been urinating in the trash can, and I've been defecating in a coffee cup, but he hasn't noticed. Oh, my. Kelsey.
Oh.
Hi. TJ Miller from the film.
Yeah, hi, TJ.
You mind if I get up and just... Hi, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good,
Thanks
man.
for
How are
getting
you?
up.
Yeah, sure.
I've just been up there, under there for a couple days now.
Have you?
Yeah. I've been going around thanking people for having me in the major motion picture Transformers 4 Age of Extinction, or as I call it, T4AOE. Do you eat fruit? I was looking online.
I do. I don't tend to eat it off a big, sharp pine. I have some kids that could use this, or, you know, a science project or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Hand me that scarf. I have an idea. Kathleen, hand me the scarf. There's one thing I learned from Bay, where there's a will, there's a way.
Hey, Bill.
Hi, this is Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg?
Yes, Mark Wahlberg to see Michael Bay.
Sound a little feminine, Mark Wahlberg.
Oh, a little. Yeah, I have a feminine speaking voice over the telephone, but I'm very masculine in when my action films. Did you feel like Pain and Gain was more pain or more gain in terms of that film?
Initially, during the course of the production, I thought it was pain, but then after Transformers came out, it seems to be my game.
It seems to be a real game. Hit it!
Bam, 3 times.
Yeah. Now we're gonna meet the star of Transformers 4. Here he is in all his glory. Optimus, it's nice to meet you. I'm TJ Miller. I'm in the movie Transformers 4, The Age of Extinction. I also got you this fruit basket. So, all right. You want to stay in car form? That's okay with me. You're the star, right? So here you go. Sorry about that. You haven't played a lot of villains, have you? I've done it before.
Although I play one of the greatest villains of all time.
Yes.
Sideshow Bob.
That's exactly right. I always thought that being a great villain involved having great facial hair. But I think mustaches can often be the most helpful of all villainous accoutrements. And so I brought some mustaches. I just wanted to get your gauge on if I was to play a villain in maybe not Transformers, but some other sort of, well,
no,
maybe. First off, would you got kind of, these are just different villainous mustaches looking for the one that you respond to the most.
Mm-hmm.
First off, this is just kind of a bushy. This is called the old bushy bartender. And is that would sort of be, what do you think of that one? Not villainous enough?
I don't know. It sort of reminds me that it's Theodore Roosevelt a bit, too, isn't it?
It does. I find that the eyebrows can either be helpful or they can hurt the situation.
Yeah.
Would you be scared of that guy?
No, I just wouldn't let him work on my car.
So let's ask some questions. Thank you, Kathleen. So, Optimus Prime, what's it like to be the star of such a huge film franchise like Transformers? How do you think I could be sort of a better action star? Besides sort of shedding the toddler body and being able to run and work out and know what glutes are, what else could I do to sort of...
Well, you should definitely be in the movie with me, and they should just cut to me a lot.
Well, yeah.
And then people are just gonna think, wow, TJ's pretty damn good.
So be in the movie and cut to you more. I was thinking sort of a workout regimen, but that makes sense also. You know, maniacal laugh that's really big can help a small mustache like... like that.
You brought the mustache to life on that laugh.
Yeah, or if you have sort of a bigger, bushier mustache, you can do a smaller maniacal laugh, like...
These are all very entertaining.
Do you think so? Do you have any good maniacal laughs? You can't beat... Then this is Mark's gym. So here we are. How do you use all these machines? This is my first time in a gym. And then there's a basketball ball. This is like my first apartment.
Are you a baller?
This whole thing. Yeah. Well, I don't want to brag, but I'm pretty You know, I played b-ball in high school, so. Duncan on Wahlberg's court.
A little travel. Nice. There you go. I'll have you come over and play on my team, and I'll just have you hack the shit out of the best player on the other team.
I can do that, yeah.
I was impressed with that dunk. I'm throwing an alley-oop.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Go. No! Ready?
Yeah. What is an alley-oop?
I throw it, you catch it in the air, and then dunk it.
Oh, okay, now I get it. All right, sure.
You don't catch it with your face.
Let's
try
do
to
it.
like. Oh, actually, that was a bad throw. There you go. Oh, you did it!
I did it! Yeah, that counts.
You're welcome to come here anytime.
Really?
Yeah, as soon as I move out, the new owner's open.
Does a monocle help? You know, if you have sort of something like this.
Only if you've got astigmatism.
A monocle, yes. I only have astigmatism. Is that a good one, or does it make you look?
I think you're actually finished.
I would love to be in your entourage. I guess this is kind of my last question. Do you think that there's a place for me in it to, you know, I can do sort of the leg lift coaching or for sort of fruit arranging?
We don't have a fruit arranger.
So I could do that.
Yeah, but you'd only be needed periodically.
More than meets the eye, or in this case, just exactly what meets the eye. I wanted to give you. Yeah, it is a headshot. Yeah, I carry a headshot. In it.
Dude, why didn't we have that guy in the movie? That guy's got a career ahead of him.
So I was just gonna give you this, you know, in case you needed somebody in the Entourage movie, or I think you do about 7 films a year, right? So if you have any place
a slow year, yeah. I like that picture, dude.
Thank you, man. You can keep it.
How do you send that picture to an audition and show up looking not like the picture?
But yeah, that's a personalized message to you.
That's movie star.
Look at that.
Bam.
Never give up. Keep at it. It's gonna happen. TJ.
My buddy.
What if I had this? Here, can you bring me the last? I didn't know if there was a way. I just thought you're so beloved by America and not seen as a villain.
Isn't that nice to know?
Yeah, but could you, Kelsey Grammer, make this sort of a villainous thing?
Yeah, when you had the bottle, yeah, I could. Very good. I'll see you later.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for
my pleasure
for doing this. And then, do you know? Do they validate parking? Because I haven't talked to anybody in the.
See you later.
See you later. Dang.
Dude, what's going on?
Hey, I'm putting.
All right, good to see you, bro.
Good to see you too.
Been there for a while, so I gotta get going. I gotta pick up my kids and.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like an hour and a half.
Cool.
But you had a good time?
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Cool. No, it was a pleasure.
It was great.
I can't wait to work with you.
Oh,
I'm looking forward.
Great. Yeah, we're. Oh, you're on the phone.
Hold on one second. On the phone, dude.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Leave it better.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So, you want to do it in September?
I'll see you soon.
Yeah, I'm there. No, I don't care.
Is the
Can we
is the
get
exit
Danny
through
McBride
the pool, or how do you? Hi, Michael Bay. It's TJ Miller from Transformers 4: The Age of Extinction with Kelsey Grammer and Stanley Tucci and Mark Wahlberg. And I'm here because Michael Bay called me, and I wanted to thank him for having me in his film.
Okay.
Yes. Hi, you're not the regular receptionist. So is he here?
No.
Okay. Well, I'll just kind of poke around and say hi to people.
You know, you can leave it here, and I will make sure it gets to him.
Now, is this thing removable?
Don't touch that.
Oh, okay.
Really valuable. Don't touch it.
Wow. It's me. I was alive. Michael? Hi. TJ Miller from Transformers 4. How are you? It's good to see you. So do you mind if I sit down?
I'll call you back.
No.
Sorry. I didn't mean
sitting down.
Yeah, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I wanted to thank you.
What are you doing here?
Well, I came to bring you a fruit arrangement.
Why?
to thank you for putting me in the film. This is really exciting. So this is for the bonus content, for the you know the DVD and the streaming.
Your video?
Yeah. So this is for you. It has little Transformers heads on it, and there's a Star Spangled.
What is it?
It's a fruit arrangement, and there's a lime there. I don't know if you eat limes.
You smell like alcohol. Have you ever drank it?
Yeah, I drank a little bit this morning because just to gain up the courage to try and to find you. I've been going around. I went to Mark Wahlberg's house, and I went to interview Optimus Prime, and I've just been thanking everybody for putting me in the film. And so the most gratitude is to you, you know. You know, just a thank you for having me in the film, and it was an unforgettable experience. And I know how much the movies mean to America and China specifically. Did you enjoy my performance in the film?
You were fun to work with. You were.
It was fun?
You were a lot of fun.
So, yeah.
But I've been meaning to call you, but I've been so slammed trying to get the movie done. This obviously doesn't help me get the movie done, but
no.
I cut your role basically a little bit, a lot. I cut your role a lot.
You mean you cut some of the scenes that I was in?
Yeah. What was your character name in the movie?
Lucas, and I remember I kept saying, "And Lucas the doofus," you know?
Yeah. Well, that's not going to be in your credit anymore. It's not going to say Lucas. It's just going to say farm hippie.
Farm hippie. So how much did you cut out of me in the movie?
It's embarrassing. If you want the cameras to be rolling, we could talk about this.
Well, just tell me, how much did you cut me out of the film?
Well, how much did you spend for this?
I actually made that myself. So it was, I went to a craft store and I got this pail. Once you've eaten it, you can use the pail for anything. It has Optimus Prime on it and stuff like that. How much did you cut me out of the movie? I mean,
here's your part.
My parents are coming.
Here's your part. You're not getting tickets for the premiere. It's for key crew and cast.
Oh, okay.
No, you're not taking me anywhere. I'm an American.
So I don't understand.
I'm an American.
So you cut this out?
No, this is the shot.
This is the only thing.
Taking me anywhere. I'm an American.
That's it? Just me saying you're not taking me anywhere, I'm an American?
Well, you landed.
Okay, all right, I was wrong.
Okay, great. Well, so then I land, so that's good. So that's the only part of the movie that I'm in?
That's farm hippie. This is it, right here.
Yeah, you don't need to keep playing it. You don't need to keep playing it. I obviously I can see that it's not very long.
Well, it's
all right. Well, I feel a little bit foolish, so
it's not very good either. But
anywhere.
What do you mean?
I'm an American.
It's not. There wasn't even a line on the script. I mean, of course you're American. Look at you.
I was gonna make this out to you, so.
Are you guys all with him?
I was just hired for the day.
Oh, hired?
Yeah. I kind of paid out of pocket for this.
We'll keep you in mind. We'll keep you in mind. For anything we've got, okay?
Okay, thanks. And I'll just put my phone
just put your
number.
and we'll put it in the file with everybody else.
Okay. And it just says, good luck, it will happen, because I do believe in you.
Yeah. I don't know what to say, I'm really
Yeah,
sorry.
no, this was probably the worst experience. Oh, thank you.
Thanks.
I don't know if it's, okay. Hey, Michael, do you mind? Do you mind if I keep this? No? Okay. What about this?
You know, you can take whatever you want in the office. Just okay. Just take whatever you want.
Just get out of here.
Just ask the ladies at the desk if you want.
All right. Thank you. I like your watch.
Yeah. See ya.
See ya.
We'll call you. We'll call you.
Ah! The sun! It's burning my eyes!
I'll avenge you! Cue the music.
Prime. All right, guys, cut it out for a sec. As the leader of the Autobots, I've seen more than my fair share of action. But the question is, have you? Well then, let me bring you up to speed. I'm gonna walk you through the movies, literally one by one, in the biggest, baddest, most awesomest way us little guys can, so you can get a piece of the action.
Please get it, because we're making a break.
Anywho, in the first Transformers movie, there was action, a lot of it. Us Transformers came down from outer space, some of us were good.
Like me.
But not me. Anyway, it was the good guys versus the bad guys fighting over a powerful cube called the Allspark. And there was this one human in the middle of it all, Sam Wickamajig, Sam Tucci,
Wiki.
whatchamacallit?
Wiki.
Whatever. Well, he went to a car dealership to pick out a car, but the car picked him.
That's how I roll. Oh, right in the bricks.
Then the puny human was thrust into a war that's gone on for centuries, and with Sam Witucci's, doesn't matter. With his help, the good guys won. Movie 2. So this ancient, evil Transformer comes to Earth and was blowing stuff up. Never saw that coming, right? So we went to Egypt. Nope. Not even close. There we go. The evil dude was blowing stuff up there. So I was all like, not so fast.
And I was all like, yes, so fast.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I was. Maybe you're right.
Thought so. Anyway, somehow I got jet wings and took out the bad guys. Oh, and I picked up a nifty little thing called the Matrix of Leadership.
Ooh, what's that do?
Don't touch that! Moving on to movie.
And we blew up the pyramids, kaboom!
Obviously. So, movie 3. My old mentor, Sentinel Prime, crash landed on the moon. We saved him, but then he turned all evil and joined the Decepticons.
In your face!
Anyways, some humans decided it was a good idea to team up with the Decepticons.
Surprise! It wasn't.
And it all led up to the Battle of Chicago. One of the biggest, craziest, baddest, most confiddling, hugely off-stroke-rating, crazily explosive-inating, mega-eruptionating, confabulating, excessively blowy-uppy.
Wait. Half of those weren't even words.
Well, it's in the script. Take it up with the writer, not me.
Must have been a typo. No, I mean, you know, it's
In the fourth movie, a human finds so the Autobots and the Decepticons so the Autobots and the Decepticons try to cut it!
What? Grimlock won pizza.
Well, most importantly, the fourth movie has these guys, the Dinobots.
Pepperoni!
Pizza here! That's my slice! That's gluten-free, right? Oh no, they did it!
Decepticons attack! Make the Dinobots